Hey guys, today I am going to do a hair tutorial and it is this look here. I like to wear my hair really big, so this is basically just a blow dried look, but I did a lot of back combing here to give it some lift and some body. And a lot of my friends and family, they'll ask me how I get a lot of lift here in the crown area. So I'd like to show you how I do it, and if you're interested, please keep watching. Okay, so if your hair is wet, then you're gonna want to blow dryer it first. Let it, get kind of damp. But my hair is already dry, but it doesn't matter. You can still use the products wet or dry. The product that I love the most, and I use this all the time, especially right out of the shower, is the bed head. This is the Superstar blow dry lotion for thick, massive hair. And this stuff works great. You don't even need a lot. So you take about this much, so just maybe like a quarter size, and then you just get it through your hair and just work it there, especially here underneath here in the crown area. So, and then I also kind of, what I do is I lift up the hair, and then I like to put it underneath where the roots are. And then you can kind of put some on the roots too, as well. Okay. So, and also I use the spray version, which is the Superstar Clean for Day Thickening Spray. And then this really helps when you like lift here and then get like the roots underneath. Just lift the hair and spray under. Okay. And you can also add like a damage control heat protectant. I like to use this one by Avita. I just like the smell of it. It kind of has that salon smell. So every time I use it, I feel like I just stepped out of the salon. So you just add some, especially on the ends. Okay, and that's it. So that's basically the product I use. And this gives a lot of texture to your hair without weighing it down. So that way the body will, your hair will have body all day long. The tool that I use, and this is something that I could never live without, it's the Conair InfinitiPro. And this is a spin brush blow dryer. The great thing about this is it's so hard to use like a round brush and a blow dryer. I just feel like I'm not coordinated enough for it. And, like by the time you're finished fixing your hair, your arms are about to fall off. So this works really great. But I know that a lot of people have tried this and don't like it if their hair is long. And I can understand why, because it spins. So when you turn it on, there's a low setting, a high setting, and a cool setting. And then when you press the button here, the brush spins. And I know that's really hard if you have long hair because it's just so much, but my hair is kind of medium length, just a little bit past my shoulders. So it works great and it doesn't really tangle. So I'm not sure if I can recommend this if you have like exceptionally long hair. So the first thing is you just have to section your hair off. So I always start at the bottom. So I'll section off I'll only leave about like this much, maybe like a fourth top. And you don't want to take too much hair. I think like that's probably part of the reason why people have some issues with tangling, because they take too much. So you don't want to take like a big section, just maybe about this much right here. And then I use the high setting, so you just place it under, and then you press the button, and then you just spin. And then you kind of like let it dry. So I can get a lot of body. I don't use it down here. I actually kind of bring it up all the way to the root. And then you can kind of hold the end there so it'll give it a little bit of a curl. And voila. And there we go. Okay, so next section. Okay, so now I'm just gonna do the rest of my hair. I'll show you like specifically how I section off the crown area so you can maximize like the height. So when you do the crown area, it's really helpful to kind of just tease just a little bit. You want to kind of back home just a little bit. And then you can leave it here just for a few like seconds. And then you kind of want to go up and down and like work the hair blower just like up and down like this, and it gives it like such great height. There we go. I see. Can you see? There we go. Now to do the front section here, it depends on whether or not you want to wear your hair on the side or in the middle. But what I do is this whole like kind of like front area here, I will divide it into half. So, oh my gosh, you can see a bunch of my white hairs. So here, I will comb it out a little bit. Okay, there we go. And it helps just to get this part out of your face. You can go ahead and pin it. Okay. So this section here, I will take that and divide this in half. And so I'll put that on that side for now. And I'll do this side first. Get as close to the root as possible. And you can pull that back. And now we get the other side. There we go. Okay. All right, now I'm going to do the front section. And obviously I need to dye my roots again because I have this big chunk of white hair there. I hate how like my white hair grows like in the front. Like I don't have too many here in the back, but they like to sprout here in the center and here in the front, and it's just a pain because then, you know, that's the part that people can see the most. Okay, so with the front section here, just want to take a brush and kind of smooth it out a little bit. This, the front section, I'll like blow dry forward instead of back. You basically can just take a brush and just part your hair like you normally would. Sometimes I part it in the middle, but I have like a ton of gray hairs right here right now, so we're gonna have to part it on this side to cover that. So you basically just take like a comb and try to find the part, your part, and you can smooth it out a little bit. And then what I like to do is I'll take like the bang area and kind of brush it, you know, down so it'll go nicely along my face. And give it some like face framing effect there. You can kind of fluff this up back here. And it gives you some height there on the crown. And that is it with the blow drying tool. If you don't have a lot of time, you can basically just hairspray and then call it a day. But for me, I know that if I'm going out at night or a special occasion and I'm going to be outside, sometimes, you know, like the wind or the humidity will really weigh it down. And, you know, after like an hour or two, it definitely like flattens out. If you want to have like all day volume, like no matter whether if there's a tornado or a hurricane, your hair is not going to go down. You have to take an extra step, which I like to do. And for me, I use a flat iron for that. So the one that I use, I just bought this at TJ Maxx, is the Cortex International. You can basically find, you know, whatever flat iron you have that has a temperature control. That's the important part. So let me just plug this in. And I like to set it to 350. But to be able to get the lasting height and volume, what you do is you don't have to do like, you know, the bottom half, just the top half. You need to part your hair. Probably that's too much. Right here, maybe in this section here, just underneath the crown there. So you're gonna want to tease the crown, so make sure you go a little bit lower than the crown area. So what I do is I'll take like maybe about like an inch or so down, not even an inch, this is like less than an inch here, underneath the hair. And then you can use like a regular comb like this, or you can use like a teasing brush. And what I do is I'll just like tease. I'll hairspray first. So you don't want to hairspray everything, just underneath here on the root. And you have to use an aerosol for this. You can't use a hairspray that's like, you know, like that has a pump like this. Just because you don't want it to get too wet, you just want to add a little bit of hairspray. So you just back comb and tease here underneath. And then you'll see how much volume that gives you. And then for you to set this, make sure that it's dry, because you don't want to hairspray and then scorch your hair with a flat iron. So I think that's, oh, okay, I think that's good. So after you tease, you basically just keep the hair in with this 45-degree, what angle is this? Come on, April, you were a chemist here. Basically a 90-degree angle from your head. And then you want to clamp, and then you want to pull, but when you pull, like you pull up, you know, 45-degree angle, and then you just let go. And then this is basically pretty much like with the teasing and the hairspray will set. Okay, so you take the next layer or the next section. So you tease, hairspray, oops, tease again, and then clamp, 45-degree angle, pull, and there you have it. You don't want to tease it too much because it's going to look really nappy. So you just kind of want to tease just a little bit, but still like smooth it out. And then just use the rest of your hair to cover the parts that you teased. And then just smooth it out. You just want to kind of really smooth it out so that way they don't see any of the parts that you teased. And then make sure you find any holes, like if there's any holes, you're gonna wanna kind of go under, take your hair or take your fingers, go behind, and you kind of wanna just shake. And then you can take your flat iron and get any parts that you feel are like not smooth. So you just smooth it out and then kind of just work your fingers there. Make sure you don't have any flyaways. And that is it. So that didn't take too long. It's actually really easy. What I like to do to set it is instead of spraying like all over on the top, I actually like to spray underneath my hair. So you just take, you can take this like crown area again, spray underneath, and then just let it dry for a second before you let go. And then you just take your fingers and kind of like use it as a comb back here and give it like a shake. And that'll dry the hairspray. It'll kind of blend together all of the parts that you teased. And then, like, you know, if you work your fingers like this, it'll cover up any holes that you may have in your hair. And then you can just kind of smooth it out like just like that. There we go. And then to set the front, I do the same thing. I kind of like to have my hair a little bit away from the face. So I'll just lift up this like bang area, spray under here, and then get my fingers again and kind of just work out any holes or any parts that that were teased, and, you know, kind of comb it out a little bit with your hands. And then take the brush again. And just kind of smooth out all the top layers. So just kind of smooth out all the top layers. And if you want to control any kind of frizz or any kind of like flyaways you have here, you can just lightly spray, just lightly, because you don't want the hairspray to weigh it down. And then you can kind of just smooth it out with your fingers like that. And then kind of lift the hair up back here. And that's it. And you are done. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please remember to subscribe. And I will be back for more hair tutorials. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me in the comment section below. And I'm gonna list all of the products that I used today in the description bar. But any kind of products that you love that has any, you know, volumizing probably will also work just fine. It's really just about the technique and the teasing and the back combing and the flat iron that will really kind of, you know, give you the long lasting hold. And check out our other videos as well. Thank you so much. Bye.